করছো? Okay, so it's recording. Okay, assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we're going to start our next lab where I will show you the basic environment to launch our course, and that's the most famous environment for any kind of Arduino enthusiast, and that is Arduino IDE. So let's open this Arduino, and I would like to request the students to open up this platform on your personal laptop. Okay. So in the last class we have let's show the screen. In the last class we have come to know that there are some basic scenarios and basic environment libraries and header files as well in the section of this Arduino IDE. So today we will talk a little bit deeper and delve into the subjects that we could be code in our own hand actually. Okay. So first of all, Arduino is the basic platform that emphasizes the C++ language, and if you have the knowledge of C, that would be great for you. You can utilize your basic knowledge of C, and if you have the knowledge of C++, and it will create an immense boost on your coding. Okay, so there are two functions that has been always been set over there as void setup and void loop, and that function is not that is always required actually. So if I explain from a code that is defined over there as a sketchbook or something, let's jump into the soccer board code, then you will realize that how would you going to work over there. Okay, so let's open the soccer board. Okay, here's a program soccer board, and I will definitely let you know by explaining this code. Okay. So the code is looking like really messy right now, but I will explain it how it works actually. So first of all, before starting the program, you will find something like this. Okay, it is something like this. There's a void setup and void loop, and every time whenever you have finished the line of your codes, then you have to put a semicolon at the end of the code, and whenever you just need to know that okay, this section has been ended up right now, then you have to open up the first bracket as initial and the second bracket, the other part of the bracket as the end of this section. So that's the basic. And in setup, you can say in Bangla, like the thing you are going to do actually, and the loop is something, the procedure. Okay, so the setup is something you want to intend. So let's say you want to make a building. So what you need initially, you need some bricks. So before launching that code, that bricks are ultimately the ultimate cell of the building. Okay, so for that reason, if you want to code that down, if you want to code over there, then similar to bricks, you need to break that bricks and you need to squish and smash it, right? So to smash it, you need a hammer or something that is heavier than the bricks, and that can be break down into pieces. So you need something that can break the bricks into pieces, and that pieces are the procedure. How you're going to break it into so much pieces. It's a procedure. Okay, so you need an axe, you need something that you have to define. So first of all, I have a brick, I have lots of bricks, I will take one of the brick, I have to smash it, I have to break it down. Okay, so I need an axe or I need a hammer. So for that, if you need a hammer, you need to declare that I need a hammer. Okay, so for that, you have to say something like that initially. Okay, I need a hammer, so you write hammer. So what is the utilization or potential role of the hammer? You have to break down it. So you have to do it for the particular task. Okay, so with the hammer you have to operate the particular task. Fine. You have declared the hammer at the top of the what void setup. It means every time whenever you are going to break the 8, whenever you are going to break the brick, whenever you are going to smash the brick, you need that hammer. Okay, so do you think that every time you will go to the shop and buy a new hammer or something, you will buy 1 or 2 hammer and keep it to yourself or keep it to the other side of the bricks, isn't it? So you have to set it at the top of the code as an initial declaration. So whenever you are declaring that you need a hammer, so it's an initial declaration. So that declaration can be global. It seems that you have to utilize it in every sections of your code. You have to utilize it in every portion of the breakdown, every portion of the smashing, wherever you're going to smash that bricks. So it could be 1 brick, 2 bricks, 4 bricks, more bricks. Okay. So the initialization, I mean, if you want to do something once at a while, so for the particular brick you have to say in voice setup. Okay, let's say whatever you have set over there, put your setup code to runs once. So if you want to work on a particular task for a single time, then you have to take the help of void setup. Okay, so that's the important things of void setup. And if I look at the soccer board code, then what I will get, see, integer m1a is equal to 9 or something. Oh, sorry, integer m1a is equal to 9. So integer m1a means whenever you are going to work on a number that has some points or without points, or there are some 2 or 3 numbers of points, that will be float. Without the number of points, if it's some natural number, you can declare it as an integer. So we'll talk about later about that. So let's say you have a hammer right now. So I will comment it down. It's something like this. Comment it down like what? Hammer. Okay. So initially you have declared that you have a hammer. Where you have kept it? At your side. So your side is a specific position, isn't it? So that position is called 9. So whenever you are working on an Arduino, it has some specific pins that can operate the specific task. Let's make it very easy. In which hand you are going to break that hammer? Left hand or right hand? Right hand. Right hand. So your right hand is pin number 9. Okay. So that is declared as M1A9. You can declare it integer hammer pin. Okay. You can declare it integer hammer pin. So you have said that there is an equal sign. So that equal sign means you are assigning into that box. Okay. Let's make it very easy. You have a box and you have a ball. If you put that ball into that box, that means you are keeping the ball to this box and say there is a ball inside the box. Okay, it seems that you are assigning that ball to that particular box. Okay, so in program, in coding, in Arduino language, equal is not, seems that I and you are the same. My age and your age is not the same. My skin color and your skin color is not the same. I don't wear glass, you wear glass. Okay. So we have the difference, so we're not the same. If I say that okay, we're in the same class, we're studying the same department, then you can say double equal. Okay, so it seems that's equal. In general studies, equal means what? There's a single sign. Okay, but in programming, this equals means you are assigning something. If you say that x is equal to 5, it seems that you are setting the value of x, which is 5. Okay, fine. So we have got the hammer pin. Let's jump to the previous one. Okay, so hammer pin. So you are holding the. We are going to learn the code by making a building. Okay, at once. So we have a hammer on the right hand, and we have declared that okay, I have a pin that is number 9, and we can say hammer pin in right hand. Okay. Hammer pin in right hand. Fine. Okay, so that's the declaration. That thing is called what? Declaration. Starting with the program. So whenever you are writing something like this way, it seems that This is called declarization. Okay, declarization. Okay, fine. So if you want to set that declaration in a single, then it will say it's a local, and if you want to set that declaration in a top of the program and you are going to utilize it in every time, that you can say it's a global declaration. Okay, fine. So whenever it come to setup, what we have learned from over there, that for a single time task or single something, you have to utilize it like this way. Fine. So hammer is something that that is made of bricks, or you have to break the bricks. So hammer is something that you have to utilize it. Okay, you have to move it. So something that this object has a power to smash anything. So you can say it's a output device, something like that. Okay, just to understand, it's not an output device, just to understand it's an output tool. Okay, so you have to set the mode of it. If I say you have soil over there and you have collected some soil, that you can make bricks from them. So soil is the input of the bricks, but the hammer in perspective of the situation is the output of the bricks. I mean, you are going to use the output. So output is the soil of the bricks, and soil is the input of the bricks. Okay. So here, while using this hammer pin, the hammer is going to utilize as the output tool of the bricks as the input of the building. So building will be the output, and the input of the particular system will be the bricks. Okay. So I've set it over the hammer pin over there. So you may set it as you wish. Okay, just to let you know and make you understand in very easily with the real life example. So pin mode, let's say pin mode, P will be something like this, PIN, let me write this, PIN MOD, pin mode. There will be first bracket open, first bracket close, there will be semicolon, fine. So that's the end of the code. Now this mode is output or input, there is obviously the output. So output will be written in caps lock. See, if you write the output like this, you can distinguish the bluish nature of the program. So you have to write like this, and M1B. So what you have declared initially, right hand. So right hand in what? M1A. The 9 number pin. So every time, whenever you are going to use that 9 number pin, that will be difficult. That will be difficult every time. So you have to work on the number pin 9, number pin 9, number pin 9. But if you declare M1A, the whole code will be changed as a significant changes of number 9. Okay. Okay. So how this number 9 works? Because you have set a name over there, that is M1A. So if you change the M1A over there, or if you change you have think that my right hand is not working, I will set it to the left hand, or you are going to set that 9 to the 8. So do you think that in every code, on every line, you have to write over there 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9? It's quite impossible. So initially you have to declare like this, that is a global declaration. Okay. And at the pin mode, you have to write like this way, like M1A, the same format as it is written. But see, there's some difference between this pin mode and this pin mode. The color, isn't it? This color is something orange, and this is black. Why? Because every single word, whenever you are going to merge that word, so you have to write or modify this word is something like this, small letter, and the middle of the word is something like that. The letter is capital letter. Okay, fine. So that's the basic scenario of void setup, and let's jump to the void loop. So what do we have at the void loop? Put your main code over there and to run it repeatedly. So how this code runs repeatedly over there every time? Because it's a loop. Whenever you use a loop, what happens over there? Every time you are covering the same distance, same place, same persons, Okay, if you turn around like this way, and if there is some red flag over there, and every turn you will see that there's a red flag, so there will be no changes until you figure out that I have to get out from that loop. So you have to adjust with that loop. So for that reason you have to put your main code over there. So that's the thing how it works. If you want to look over there, that's the thing how it works. Okay, so this is the basic code of any soccer bot. So before that I have to let you know that we have worked on the motor modules. So the basic of the motor modules is in the circuit part, but in lab part I am just explaining the codes, that how we are going to work on that. So that is the main function, how we code it like this way. So serial.begin is 9600. It seems that whenever you are going to work on something, you have to set the pin numbers, that for let it get the whole gist or the whole summary is something. The pin mode is the output. So the void setup indicates that what type of work you have to select, and the void loop will be the output of what you are going to do. I mean the work you are going to do every time, every single work, or every portion of the work in a particular time, that will be considered as a loop. So void setup is something, initially you have to set what you are going to define, what you have on your hand. Then at setup you have to define what kind of work you are going to choose, and later that you have to accomplish that work. Okay, so that's how it works and that's how it forms. Fine. So serial.begin is 9600, right? Okay, it has output portion. We have declared that how it works. Okay, I am coming over there. So serial.begin 9000. Okay, suppose you don't have any LCD display, and you have you have to simulate over there at that time. Then after uploading this code, you will find to the right of the screen there is a serial monitor. See, option serial monitor. So if you press that serial monitor, then you will find this serial monitor is going to execute the value that you are going to print. So it has a specific baud rate, 9600, 115000. So different type of baud rate. So 9600 is the by default baud rate that you can judge, or you can find any kind of value over there. Okay, so you have to set the baud rate to find the value. So serial.begin is something like initially you have to set that value, set that baud rate. Okay, so here comes the ultimate loop, void loop. In void setup, what we are going to do, we have to set and we have to figure out what kind of work we are going to do. Okay, so that's the void setup, and in void loop you will see what you are going to see in void loop. This, what are you going to see in void loop? While serial.available is greater than 0, is it? While serial.available is greater than 0, value is equal to serial.read. Serial.println val, and if val is equal to f, then the other function works. Okay, that's not very critical. So you have Bluetooth modules over there. Okay, so you have Bluetooth modules over there. So the Bluetooth module has two parts. One is the master and one is the slave. So whenever you are going to work with this phone, we are going to operate any kind of robot, so that phone has an internal Bluetooth. So the phone will send the data to the particular robot. Okay, so is it then the phone will work as a master or slave? How it works? Whenever you are going to operating a robot, what is the significant role of this phone? Is it working as a master or slave? So the phone will be working as a master to send the data, and the robot will receive the value, the data, then it will be slave. Okay. So it is something like that. You have a Bluetooth earphone, so you are listening the song with the earphone or headphone. So who is the person, or who is the black box that is sending the sound? Phone. It's not something like that you are sending the data, the song to the phone, is it? No. So the phone is sending the sound to your Bluetooth, and that Bluetooth is captured by your Bluetooth version, and after that you can listen over the phones. Okay. So that's how it works. Okay, fine. Serial.available is greater than 0. It means serial.available is a function. Every time there is some specific predefined function in Arduino IDE that you have to memorize and you have to utilize in when you have to work to that particular object. It could be motor, it could be LCD display, it could be any kind of sensor. So here this portion is for BT. What is BT? Bluetooth. Okay. BT-HC05. So this module is work what as a serial.available. It means they are going to search whether is there any serial or not. If it is greater than 0, I mean that is available. Okay. So the serial.read is going to assign to the val. It means you have written this val as your own. You can write Subway, you can write Fuad, you can write iPhone, you can write rain, whatever you are going to write, laptop. So val means value. It seems serial.read. See, you have to write exactly like this format. Serial.read. So there is a two type of serial.read and serial.write. So what is going to do over there? Is the device going to read the value or write the value? Read the value to get to know whether that device is present or not, isn't it? Okay. So value means the value that is operating through the what? Through the Bluetooth. Okay. So serial.println. Okay, let's forget about ln. I'm going to talk about that. Serial.print is the same. So serial.print means you are going to print that serial. What serial? The readable serial. So serial.read is something that is going to read from the environment, and then the value has been set to the, it's something like that, x equals to 5. You can see over there. Let's see, x is equal to 5. Okay. So 5 with the serial.read is a value and has been assigned to the x. X is what? Is a val. So if you want to show the value to your screen, serial.monitor, then what you have to print? Do you want to print x or do you want to print 5? X. You have to print x. That's the way you can see the value of 5, is it? Okay. So what is the similar of x over there? Value. So that's it. So you have to print value. So it means print this box, this mystery box is that variable that we are going to print over there. So that variable is val. Okay. So now you can ask me, what is the role of this ln? Ln means what? Print in the new line. Okay. If you write ln, it means new line. So new line is something, suppose you have got 100 of values, then you can differ which value is after or previous. So consequently, after getting the value, you will be puzzled. So whenever you get the value as a linear way, as a column, okay, 1, 5, 7, then you will get to know, okay, this is the single value, this is a single value. Okay, fine. So something is like over there, the app or the robot which is connected to the mobile or something, then there are some specific values over there, A, B, C, D, E, F. These are predefined value to the mobile app. So if the val, see, equal, it means equal, it means Yeah, these are equality. They are showing that they're the equality over there. So if the character is equal to the value, I mean value, you have got a value 5. So 5 is something like f. So if f is equal to f, I mean they are equal, then digital write M1A high, M1A low, M1A low. Okay, let's explain it in a different way. Suppose you have a suppose you have a wheel over there, okay? There is another wheel over there, okay? Fine. Now take a different colors. So you have two different wheels. Now if you want to go forward, I mean you have two wheels like there, you have to go forward, then what's the movement over there? It is something like this, clockwise. So it is something like this, that you have to make it in the same direction, something like this way. So this forward movement is something that what? Where? Say something like that, you have to go forward. So there are different type of pin numbers, and all these are output, and this module is going to connect it with what? Motor driver. So if value is equal to f, it means I have to make 1A and 2A is high. So specifically you have to make this forward movement as a high. Do you think if you set this low as a high, is it going to work? No. Okay, let's take it as a very way. You have to cut down a branch of a tree. Okay, so so you are taking up, you are climbing over the trees and set over a branch of a tree and going to cut that branch of the tree, or the over of the any kind of branch you are going to cut. So you need some wood, and I think I need that wood too. Okay, so am I going to take an axe and started digging that whole tree from the downwards of the tree? You are sitting over the tree or climbing over the tree, over the top of the branch of that tree, and I am going to cut down or smash down with the axe to that particular tree. Is this any significant solution? No. So one have to stop, whether I have to cut or you have to cut and take that branch or that fruits and that wood and the log, then come down slowly to the what? Ground, isn't it? So that's the thing. If you want to move forward, so you have to set the specific zone and set the specific pin to the forward, and the backward movement should be stopped. If it doesn't stop, so forward and backward, if the equal, then what will happen? It will stop as a break. Nothing will happen over there. Okay. So you have to set the high and the low as well to the particular other pins. So you can ask why this is written as a digital write. So you are working with the digital pin. Okay. So you are working with the what? Digital pin. So these are basically PWM pin. You have to work on that. So digital write means what? Digital write means this is the output. So you are going to work with the motors. So you have to write digital write. If there is something that sensor has been connected to the digital pin, then you have to write what? Digital read. Okay. Okay. So as you are working with the motor, so you have to write. You have to execute some value. You have to rotate the motor. So it is the output function. So for the output region, you have to write. And if you have to scan something, you have to screening something, you have to take the input, then you have to write digital read. And same goes for if you are going to work with the analog side, then there will be analog write, and as well for the analog read. Okay. So let's move to the backward. So now there will be another portion of what? The backward. Okay. So do you think that backward will be the same as you are going to go forward section? So that will be the same, but will be work as a different genre, as a reverse bias, as a reverse way. So at that time the forward is M1A, M2A. So the M1A and M2A will be low. See, the M1A and the M2A will be low. Why? Because you were setting as a high, and now you have to accomplish the same thing, execute the same thing, but in a different way. So for the stop region, you have to mark like this. So if you want to move to the left, now that's a very important point. Left, so the car is something like this over there. So if you want to move to the left, so you have to shift like this way. Okay, so shift like this way. So if you are going to move to the left side, so you think you can move the right side. Okay, so I am moving the right side, so I am turning to the left slowly. Okay, if you want to move to the left side, so you have to move the right side of your wheel. Okay, so if the right side will move forward, then what? Then the car will shifted, the body will shifted to the left, and you will move to the left side. Okay, but there's a problem. Do you want to move something like this? Like this? No, you have to move something like this to the left, to move to the right like this smoothly. So if you set the left wheel as a static, and if you set the right wheel as a dynamic, then there is a problem. So you are making the movement with the forward, at the same time you have to move this as a backward. Then the shifting will be like this. So for the left movement, you are moving the right side of your wheels, the right side, the right key, the right wheel, the forward. Okay, but at the same time you have to move that left. Okay, move the left like this way. So the right will be the high and the left will be the reverse high. Okay, so let's see. M1A to the backward, left, M1 will be low, M1B will be low, M2A will be high. So M2A will be high, then what? Every pins will become low. But do you think if I move like this way, then any of the portion will move the specific right wheels, but they are not going to move the left wheels. See, the left wheel will be stopped because of this low, 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 low. So as is a demo code to make you understand, or to get to know all the class, the basic of the coding. That's why I am explaining like this way. That one code will be what? Will be accessible to everyone, to you too. So same goes for the right, and same goes for the IJ, backward, right, forward, right, and you will get to know all the steps of this code, and you will definitely understand how it works. So I am sending I will be sending this. I am going to send this code to your portal, and you will let to know how this works, and very easily. Okay. So to know the basic of the robotics, the microprocessor interfacing, every time the Arduino will be connected with the motor, but it's quite impossible because the Arduino can generate signals, but these signals cannot be accepted by the motors because the motors is a basic electromagnetic coils and nothing more than that. It won't understand the pulse, it won't understand the voltage difference, it won't understand the ampere rating. So to manipulate all these items, to connect the Arduino to motor, there is a third party, and that third party is what? Is the motor module. So there will be the motor module over there. Okay, what? So there will be a motor module over there. Motor modules, I will write like MM, motor module. So here will be an Arduino. So Arduino will be connected with the motor module. Then this motor module will rotate these specific two wheels. Okay, so that's how it works actually, and probably in the next class we will go further with that and work with the Bluetooth and so many sensors that we can work, we can build more projects and interactive projects. So that's it for today, and let's stop this share. Okay. So I hope you have already enjoyed the video, and probably it will be beneficial for you too. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.